What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another trophy talk for you. This is going to be for the week of, I'm going to say October 11th, 2020, and it's been quite a interesting past few weeks with playing certain games, certain things happening, and everything of that sort. So I'm going to try to cover a lot of this stuff in the video. We'll go over some topics from the last trophy talk, and we'll go from there. So before I get into the games, one of the first things that I want to cover is in the past few weeks, there was kind of the update to the trophy system throughout all of PlayStation. So before I was like level 42 or something on with trophies on PlayStation. Now I'm level 529. So a little bit of a weird change. I saw the point breakdown that they did, and I'm not sure if I 100% agree with the changes that they made. But you know, to be fair, like, they're going to do what they want to do. It's their service. They can, calculate the points any way they want to. But personally, for me, I just want to give a little bit of my input on this before we get into the trophies and kind of like what I would like to see moving forward. I did see like a quick summary, not a summary, but like a few minutes of Hakum made a video of this. I don't really watch other, trophy hunting channels too frequently, but I saw that he had made a video about it, so I just watched it for a few minutes. And I gotta say, I do agree with some of the choices or some of the ideas that he was thinking of, and I've had the same thoughts over the past few years when it comes to trophies. Like, again, it doesn't really matter. Like, my opinion doesn't matter. His opinion doesn't matter. Like, to Sony, it doesn't matter because, they may never make the change. But essentially what I agree with and what I really like is kind of having a dynamic point system when it comes to trophies. And I think what this would do is it would really encourage people to stop just playing games for trophies. So what I'm talking about with like a dynamic point system and kind of having that is having platinums within certain percentages be worth a certain amount of points. And they would obviously have to go off of, Sony's percentages, which kind of suck because, you can play something like a Radalika game and it can literally be like a, 50% on PlayStation, but then on PSN profiles, it's like 100. It's because they're pulling from a different group of people, where Sony is pulling from the whole player base and PSN profiles is only pulling from their player base, which is more, trophy hunter centric, mainly trophy hunter centric. But having like a dynamic trophy system like that, I think would really, again, stop people from just playing these games or playing games for trophies. Because if you have a game or you have trophies and they have all of their different grades, like for instance, right, the grades that they have for trophies are common, uncommon, rare, very rare, and ultra rare. Okay. And just an example would be like, hey, if you earned an ultra rare bronze trophy, it would be worth like 50 points. But if you earned a common bronze trophy, it would be worth like 10 points. And then you could have like a rare, like a common silver be worth the same as an ultra rare bronze. So it would be like this dynamic system. And what it would do is it would kind of, it rewards people who are playing or who are earning ultra rare trophies. And I guess that's not really like good or bad because it would have like elitist things, but where I think it would excel implementing something like that is like you could get one platinum in an ultra rare game, and that platinum would be worth 10 shit games. So I think it would kind of cut down on people doing all those really, really bad games. And again, it would be dynamic because the percentages could change. You could have a trophy that is on the edge of being an ultra rare. And then when it, if it moves from an ultra rare to a rare, then the points would change. So that's where the dynamic counting would come in. So it would be a little interesting. I would love to see it implemented because I think it would kind of encourage people to play some harder and some different games rather than just sitting here and farming out all these easy platinums. But I've said it since the beginning. I don't understand why people do that in the first place. I get that you have like an adrenaline rush or like earning platinums and earning trophies kind of gives you like that feeling of accomplishment. But personally for me, and I think a lot of other people, earning like a platinum that not a lot of people have or something that you have really enjoyed playing or put a lot of time into, that's just as satisfying as earning 50, shit easy platinums. That's just my personal opinion. So I just wanted to throw that out there before getting in, because I think it's been a hot topic in the trophy community for the past few weeks when all the changes were made. And honestly, I would love to see something implemented into the system like that kind of encourages not playing those shit games. Like, and that would be a step in the right direction to kind of get those games out and have people stop playing those games. But, I've been saying it since those games came out with stacks and everything. Sony's a business. They don't care. It makes them money. So they're just going to keep doing it. So it is what it is. But just quick little synopsis there, nice little, intro, 5-minute intro. So let's get into what I've been playing over the past few weeks. So starting off, I finished up and got the 100% in Danger Zone. Really enjoyed the game. Did that on stream. So that was really fun. Up next, I started to play Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, I'm not doing the single player for Red Dead 2. I was kind of just focusing on doing some of the multiplayer, because I did play the multiplayer back in October when it came out. Or not October, November when it came out. So November 2018 when it came out. So I kind of went back into it and started to do some things, and mainly the only stuff that I have left is just reaching rank 50, and then within reaching rank 50, I'll be able to get these 2 other trophies. The only thing that kind of sucks is this real deal trophy, but I think that there's a way to do that if you have 5 people. So I've kind of just been playing that here and there on the weekend to just, make progress towards that level 50, because I've been looking at like Rockstar games in general, and I've just been thinking about things like GTA 5, where when GTA 5 on the PS3 came out and the online was there, it was very achievable, and now it's kind of like a shit show, at least on the PS3. I don't really want the same for Red Dead 2, so I'm trying to get the multiplayer done, even though I don't think the multiplayer will die. I just don't want things and structures of stuff to change, and then it'd be like a complete pain in the ass to play. So I've just been playing that on the weekend. It is what it is. But yeah, then up next we have Mad Max, which I've been putting I put all my time into for maybe like a week or two. I played the shit out of the game. I ended up getting the platinum. If you guys know, the only thing that I had left to get the platinum was the up to the task trophy, which I originally had it glitched on me 2 times. The scavenging locations glitched on me twice back when the game came out in 2015. So I got that done. I put a how to platinum out on that because the servers are shutting down at the end of the month. Now, I do want to note this, and I will pin it in the comments of the how to platinum when that comes around, but there's been talks about how some of the challenges that are, going to be quote unquote unobtainable aren't actually going to be unobtainable once the servers go down. I don't know exactly what's going on there, because it has to deal with the scrap crews, and I thought the scrap crews functioned while the game was turned off but connected to the network. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work. It is what it is. I've just been hearing, and I saw things from comments of people saying that WB Games has said that. WB Games are the people who published the game, but they didn't develop it, so they might not even know what the hell they're talking about. But that's what's going on with Mad Max. Got that done. It is what it is. Moved on. Then up next, we have Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition. Now, this was a game back in... where is it? Back in March, April of 2018, Katz and I actually did the multiplayer for this game. Now, you can do this game by yourself between Vita and PS3 to get the 500 kills in deathmatch, but Katz and I both wanted to do the game. It's delisted now, which kind of sucks. It was given away on Plus in 2015 when it came out, I believe. So, or yeah, I think it was 20. Yeah, I mean, I have a trophy from January 2015, so... yeah, I mean, that's just how it was. So Katz and I decided to do the online, and now we've been working through playing the base game in co-op. So we did the whole like base game, and now we're in like the DLC X. So that's just coming along. We're playing that every few nights, but that's just a little bit of a... I don't know. Every time I play that game now, it makes me sick. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm sick before I play it or what, but it kind of makes me sick. So... it is what it is. And then anyway, the next game that I've been putting a majority of my time into is Mafia Definitive Edition, which I was really looking forward to this game coming out, which was in September. So I have been a little late on it, only a few weeks, but I mean, I've really been enjoying this game. I wasn't expecting anything too crazy because, you know, it is developed by Hangar 13 and it's running on the same engine as Mafia 3, which we all know was a nightmare when it came to glitches. So I wasn't really expecting anything too nice, I guess you could say, but I was really looking forward to the old like 1930s, you know, Mafia story and just being in that time period and playing through the game. So I really enjoyed it. I want to say I really enjoyed it because I'm about to finish it up. I just have to do a few things in the free roam related to police officers, which I'll stream to do that. But today I did finish up the collectibles. I'll be putting out the rest of my collectible guides for that. There'll be a free roam collectible guide, a hidden vehicle collectible guide, and then a few unique vehicles if you're trying to get the 30 vehicles. So that's been fun. I've really enjoyed making the collectible guides. I did make trophy guides for it, which I know I've been talking about over the past few weeks, possibly going back to making trophy guides. It's like a hit or miss thing because I really, really, really enjoy to make trophy guides and to do YouTube videos, but at the same time, I really do enjoy to stream. So it's like trying to balance it because I don't want to make guides while I'm streaming because I like to kind of focus while I'm making a guide, if that makes sense. I don't really just do it and I'm like, you know, brain dead about it. I do focus on it while I'm doing it. So it's like a give or take when it comes down to it. I mean, I will obviously always stream my platinum trophies and hopefully getting back into like Hitman and stuff, I'll be streaming that stuff. But, you know, we'll see. I've really enjoyed making, you know, guides and everything, or starting to make guides again, collectible guides and trophy guides. So that's been fun. So that's what I've been playing over the past few weeks. What do I plan on playing in the upcoming weeks? So I do want to finish, obviously, Mafia Definitive Edition. Not too much left there to go. I do want to try to finish up Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition. Work on Red Dead 2. I do want to get back to Car X Drift Racing online and start to AFK. I haven't really AFK'd that in a few weeks, so need to get back to that to level up. At some point, I do want to hop back on Enemy Front. Another like shit game that I'm kind of pissed off about is Skater XL, so I may have to just this might just be another one that has to be AFK'd after Car X Drift Racing. I'm not really sure. And then after I finish Mafia Definitive Edition, I'm not really sure what I want to do per se. I think I want to hop back into doing alternating between Hitman and Star Wars games, which would put me on Hitman Blood Money. So I might start doing that. I know in November, the PlayStation 5 comes out. I was not able to get a pre-order for the PlayStation 5, and I'm not paying some scalper double the price for one. So I'll just wait until they are, you know, the availability comes back, and I'll hop on it when I can. But I'm not too worried about that. I mean, it is what it is. I'll get a PS5 when I get a PS5. I'm not going to sweat about it. All these people that are sweating and trying to like do all this extra shit for one and don't realize that, you know, a few months from now, you'll be able to get one pretty easily. Just have a little bit of patience. But that's like my plan for games that I plan on playing. A game that I've kind of been thinking about starting, but I'm not really sure, has been Cuphead. I've really been thinking about possibly hopping in and doing the Assassin's Creed games, the rest of them. I've been thinking about like doing the Ezio collection, you know, AC3 again, AC4, Liberation, the Chronicle games, mainly working on the Chronicle games right now because they're like dog shit, but I need to do, or I want to do the PlayStation 4 version and then the PlayStation Vita version. So I've been thinking about doing those as well. So I've been kind of all over the place with what I want to do. Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out. I don't even know when, so I'll be playing that day one when it comes out. Actually, let's look that up. When does that come out? I'll probably be playing it on the PlayStation 4. It comes out November 10th. So yeah, I will probably be playing that on the PlayStation 4, obviously, because I want to play a day one, and that's literally in 1, 2, 3. That's like a month from now. So 1, 2. It's 3 weeks from next Tuesday. So yeah, I mean, I'll be doing that. It is what it is. But yeah. So One thing that I have been thinking about is there's another franchise that I want to focus on. Oh, another game that I am going to try to focus on a little bit, which I haven't been in the past week or so, has been Tomb Raider on the PS3. I've kind of been putting it up and picking it up and putting it down, and going back and forth with it, just because it's like it can be a little bit of a slog to get through that multiplayer. But basically, I just need to reach max level and then hope that one other trophy glitches. So I'm doing that on the PS3, and then after that on the PS3, when it comes to like boosting, at least by myself, I want to do Grid Auto Sport, and then after we get done Duke Nukem 3D Megaton Edition with cats, we've been talking about doing Bioshock 2, hopping back into that. I want to finish Enemy Front. I'd like to start Max Payne 3 at some point. So I have a list of some like shit PS3 games that I want to get to and get the multiplayer done for, but that's that. Those kind of just come out of nowhere. When people are available, we play them, so whatever. So let's get into some questions, comments from the September 27th Trophy Talk, which is the last one. So first comment from GMD Lamar. Are you ever going to platinum Wolfenstein 2? I plan to at some point. I really haven't been thinking about or putting thought into the Wolfenstein games at some point. Actually, I was thinking about the other day. Wolfenstein, what is it? Youngblood. Oh, okay. I was looking at this game and people were like, this game is shit. And then I was like, wait, when that game came out, the platinum percentage was kind of rare, but it looks like it's not anymore. Okay. But yeah, I do plan on doing, Wolfenstein 2. I want to do Wolfenstein 2. There's a lot of games I want to do, a lot of franchises I want to do. So it just comes down to, I want to kind of focus more on franchises than anything in the next, upcoming weeks, months, years, however long I play games for, But yeah, I may get to that at some point. Next we have Micro Sam saying, congrats for the 10K. Thank you very much. You got the Platinum in Rayman Legends. And you reached 47 platinums total. Congratulations. You finished Limbo, got the No Point in Dying trophy in 5 deaths. Nice. Your gaming choice system is one game PS3, one game PS4 until it's finished to start a new game. You hate to switch games back and forth, and it keeps a high completion percentage. I couldn't agree with you anymore. I mean, ideally, I've been trying to focus more on like one game at a time, really, when it comes down to it. I used to kind of rotate. I used to have like I would do like a racing game and a first person shooter and a third person, open world sandbox game. I've really not been doing that over the past few months. I've really just been focusing on one game, putting all my time and effort into that one game, getting the platinum, and then moving on. I used to do like a racing game, and what happens is I play a game like Mafia, right? And I've gotten the experience of like a third person open world, like sandbox, action type game. And now I don't want to play one right now. So who knows what I'll play next, even though it probably will be that. But I kind of want to do a racing game. I kind of want to play Need for Speed, like there's other things that I want to do. So I may hop to something else. You also said that you don't stack games because you don't like to play a game the same time twice more for a plat. It's a waste of time and money, which I prefer to spend on a new game, and in my opinion, devalues the worth of a platinum count. I can agree with this. You guys probably know this, but I do agree with stacking games to an extent. And to the extent that I agree with stacking games is if you have to actually play the game again. I think, and I also feel like there's a little bit of a difference when you play a game between like the PS3 and the PS4. Sometimes the trophy lists are different, but you have situations where you have like the Bioshock games or Bioshock 1 that came out in like 2007, 2008. I don't even know when that originally came out. It gets remastered, so you actually have a full new game with new visuals, and it just looks better and feels better to play to an extent. So I feel like those can be different experiences. So if you have to physically play back through the game and play it again, I think that that's fine to earn a platinum again and to kind of stack it. And I think if you enjoy a game enough to do that, like that's acceptable. I don't like all the easy peasy like stacks. Like those are bullshit. Get them out of here. But I was actually thinking about this topic today. At least from my personal perspective, from someone who makes guides, right? So when I make guides for a game, either collectible guides, trophy guides, whatever it is, I really have to map out how I'm going to kind of play the game. So I need to map out, when I'm going to make the collectible guide, when I'm going to do the trophy, how I'm going to do the trophies, where I'm going to do them, and all of that stuff, right? So when I play a game through the first time, I have to do a lot of thinking and kind of work for it to put content out that I think will be beneficial to other people. Now, I don't have to put the content out, but I do enjoy helping people. I really do enjoy helping people, so that's why I do it. But what I'm trying to get at is the first time I play through, I really have to structure it. So if I am ever able to stack a game or do a game again, and I've already made guides for it, it's a whole different experience for me because I don't have to structure it. Although I do know what I'm doing because I made the guides for the most part, it's a completely different experience for me. And the complete opposite of that is like what I've been thinking about recently with going back to the Assassin's Creed games. Like if I go back to the Assassin's Creed games, I kind of want to do, full 100% sync guides because I did that for Syndicate and I really enjoyed it. So I've been thinking about doing that for like Brotherhood and Revelations. I don't think 2 had 100% sync, and like AC3 I've been thinking about. So that's a whole different experience to me because when I played them originally, I was just earning the trophies. Whereas if I play them again, I want to make guides for them, kind of like Redux guides for them. And it can be a completely different experience for me. So that's why I kind of I'm okay with the whole stacking. Again, easy games or games where you kind of auto pop, yeah, not a big fan. But if you have to physically play back through the game and it's a completely new experience, I do find it to be acceptable. I'm air quoting here, acceptable. Next we have Shady's Gaming. Congrats on 10K plats. 10K plats? 10K plats? Yeah, fucking right, boy. I wish. That's not what he said. Congrats on 10K subs. With Mad Max, are all the trophies currently obtainable with the latest patch? Because I know patch 1.5 made it so that some of the racing trophies glitched. So I did cover this in the trophy, how to platinum. My Mad Max How to Platinum. If you guys haven't checked it out, you should definitely check that out. But I think I put that in the video, or I did put that in the video, that there was some questions with that, and people confirmed that it's not applicable. So I don't think it's applicable. In relations to the newest update, everything should be obtainable. They fixed all the bugs and glitches. I know that people have been posting about it, saying that there's other things. I'm not sure if that's true. I played back through the game on the newest patch, and I personally didn't run into any issues, but when I played the game back originally when it came out, I ran into a handful of issues. So to me, I think the patches have fixed the game, but there are some people that will not say that. So it's just whatever your personal experience is. You got to just pray. I know there's so many people that are saying like, oh, I've been cloning my save, and I've been checking after every time I do a scavenging location, I check what the stats say compared to what the challenges say. I didn't do any of that, to be honest, when I played through on my third time. Granted, it was my third time, but I didn't do any of that. I was like, if it glitches again on me, it's just meant to be. It's meant to be. Mr. Trippy just finished the grind out of the Dirt 4 Platinum. Took ages, but you're glad you got it done. Well, congrats on your Dirt 4 Platinum. That is quite a grind. I'm not going to lie there. I got a little fed up with it. I think the easier games have places, and I finished things like Spider-Man and Horizon, but these 5-minute Platinums just have started to devalue the total plat number now. Yeah, I mean, I again, can't agree with you anymore. When you look at a list now, you can't even look at what the numbers are, because someone could have 100 platinums and 95 of them are things that you could do with your toes. So it's not really like you can look at numbers anymore. You really have to look at what they have done compared to just looking at overall numbers. You used to be able to just look at numbers and be like, damn, man, that guy's got 200 platinums. That's awesome. Now you can get 200 platinums with your toes and your eyes shut and your hands tied behind your back. So, I mean, it's, again, numbers just aren't impressive. I could agree. And I agree that easier games have a place. And I'm not devaluing anything like Spider-Man or Horizon or Ghost of Tsushima. Like, these are games that people should be playing. These are flagship games for the PlayStation 4, for the PlayStation name. Like, these are flagship games, so you should be playing them. And the fact that the platinums are easy, I really don't think that's bad because I've been saying it for months now. It helps people and it kind of gets people into trophy hunting. If you can make a flagship game that everybody is going to buy and the platinum is easy, they might go for that platinum and then they'll be like, wow, I kind of like this. Kind of like earning this platinum. What else can I do? And then, they dip their toes in something else and something else and something else. So I think it's cool. I think it's cool. I'm totally okay with it. Cole Lutz says, best trophy content on YouTube. Well, thank you very much, Cole. Would you consider doing trophy list reviews? I've debated this, but my biggest problem with trophy list reviews is I hate my list as a whole. I shouldn't say my list as a whole. I hate my numbers as a whole when it comes to completion because I've put a lot of games on my list and just did the multiplayer. So I feel like it would be hypocritical of me to do reviews. Can I speak? Let me get a drink of water. Hold on. I think it would be hypocritical of me to review other people's trophy lists when I know that mine is kind of dog shit itself. So I don't know. It may be something that like I may do on stream at some point where like we'll have a segment where if someone says, hey, can you look at my list? I'll kind of look at it and just go over it. But I'm not going to give it like a rating out of 10 and all that and what you should work on. Like, do you? If you want me to look at it and say like, good job, like I'll do that. But I probably will only do them on stream. I won't ever do them as like its own video series. I really can't see myself doing it. And if I was to ever do it as a video series, it would be like, it wouldn't be individual. It would be like 5 or 10 lists in one video edited. So, yeah. But if you want me to look at your list on stream, I mean, I have never had people ask on stream to look at their list, but I mean, if you want me to, sure, go right ahead. I probably will. There's a link down to my Twitch, linked in the description below. So go follow me down there and get notified when your boy goes live. Gotta put the shameless plug in. NCS fan, congrats on 10K. Thank you, NCS fan. The last couple weeks, you've made the decision to no longer play region stacks of games aside from the new ones that you have in your backlog. Hopefully you can move away from some of the easy games entirely in the future. That's great. That's great. That's what I like to hear. I really like to hear that. And I think, people like you, NCS fan, or me, or Hakum, or even, Brian from PS5 Trophies. I don't really like to bring him up. Anyone who kind of has some sort of influence in the community, I think should kind of be speaking out on this stuff and kind of, slapping people on the hand for it. And it's hard when you have people like Hakum or people who are fighting for leaderboard positions, even though there's that whole discussion of he shouldn't be on it, she shouldn't be on it. But with that whole like leaderboard fight that goes on, it's kind of hard for them to not play and stack those games. So I think it's a little different for them. But I think for people that are more reasonable and kind of are just doing this for fun, I think that we should kind of be more vocal and speak out about, stop playing these shit games. Stop giving these people money. You're giving them money for nothing. You're paying $5 for a 5-minute platinum. You just paid $1 a minute for what you got. Like, you feel good? Do you feel good about that? Like, do you honestly feel good about that? And it doesn't matter, you do it one time, you do it 2 times. Okay, cool, whatever. When you start doing it dozens of times and you're literally throwing hundreds of dollars away, that's when it's like, all right, let's take a step back there. You're doing this for some trophy. Let's just take a little step back. We don't need to throw that money away for trophy. And from the aspect of region stacking, I personally don't mind region stacking if it comes to, like, again, stacking a game and having to play through. An instance of this is the game I've been playing recently, Mafia Definitive Edition. It has stacks, and, I'm kind of annoyed by it that it does. But to be fair, I've enjoyed the game so much that, like, at some point in the future, I may stack the European version because I really, really liked it. Now, I don't think I would ever stack a Japanese version of a game just because I've never really dove into that, and I know that there's not really issues with, like what am I thinking? Like the speech in the game or the menus or anything. I don't think there's ever issues there. I mean, if there is, like, I just don't want to deal with that. So I would probably just do, like, North America, Europe. I have, like, I think 1 Japan stack on my list, which is Drawn to Death, which, like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Honestly. Yeah, I do. Like, what am I doing with my life? Why did I do that? It was free. That's why. That's why. But, thank you, Taz. But, yeah, I think region stacking when you have to play back through the game is fine, but all those easy peasies, it's the same thing as those easy peasies, man. Like, I don't mind playing them once, but stacking them on the Vita and then EU and then Japan and then whatever else they have. Ridiculous. And then JGM comments and says, half of the reason you did most of the Radalika games was because of the whole Sony Rewards Trophy Pass thing. Now that they got rid of it years ago, you don't buy them as often. I'm going to do a easy sub-hour plat nowadays. It has to be either something added to PSN Now or a legitimately good and interesting like Undertale or Deponia, because otherwise I'm just wasting money. Again, couldn't agree with you anymore there, JGM. I think that Sony Rewards Pass was a little bit, it did make people go a little crazy, because I think if I remember correctly, you could get like 10 platinums or something and get $10. There was something like that, or I think that's how it worked. Like, the points that you got for 10 platinums was enough to redeem a $10 PSN card. So people were just doing it for crazy. But, yeah, I just don't like the easy peasy games. I don't like doing them. Like, I don't like thinking about and doing them for trophy, like just for I haven't done easy peasy games in like the longest time. And if I do one, it's because, like you said, legitimately being interested in it rather than just being like, hey, I know this is going to be an easy game. Like, let's hop in. Like a good example of that is like My Name is Mayo. When My Name is Mayo came out, which was like one of the first like trophy horror games that came out, it was a meme because it was so easy when it came to trophies, and no one, I guarantee you, no one at the time thought like, wow, that's really going to spark this, I'm air quoting, problem here in the community with people just earning hundreds of trophies with no time at all. So, I do think that was just like an experience. It happened and people did it and it was what it was, but hey, can't go back now. Grant says, do what makes you happy. Collectible guides are really helpful. And he says, thank you for your God of War collectible vids and guides. No problem at all, Grant. I plan on doing what makes me happy. And yeah, I've been talking to people about this recently because I really got into guides because I got into doing collectible guides and trophy guides because I don't do it for the views. I don't do it to be like that trophy guy or that guy that makes collectible guides. I genuinely like helping people when it comes down to it at the end of the day. That's why I've kind of picked the profession I've picked. Even though it does make good money, I've picked a profession because it helps a lot of people out. And it's the same thing when it comes to making guides. I mean, that's why I don't like to use YouTube as like an entertainment platform, even though I do like to make these videos and interact with people and kind of give an update because I know people like listening to this stuff. And I do like streaming and being kind of, entertaining over there. And I do like making entertaining videos, but for the most part, like 99% of the content on my channel and that I put out, maybe not that much, like 90% of the content that I'm going to put out is going to be purely for a guide reason or a reason to help people rather than to be entertaining, because it's a different like spectrum when it comes to YouTube. There's YouTubers that do this, or they make videos to be entertaining, to be an entertainer, and that's why they can kind of upload on a schedule and they have a good audience and all that. Whereas I'm kind of just here and I'm like, I upload videos on games that I'm playing to hope that I'm going to help people in the future. Like, did I think when I made my God of War 2 collectible guide that it was going to help 400,000 people? No, I had that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind when I made the video. But it makes me feel good to know that I've helped that many people to finish those collectibles and to get that game done and find everything in it, even though, people love to leave comments and say that I missed this and I missed that. Well, good. I'm glad you think I missed stuff. You can go make one on your own if you want to. But, I mean, that's really why I make the content I make. It's not for, like, an entertainment purpose, even though I hope it does kind of entertain people to an extent. It's more of an informational, or it's more informational content to help people rather than to be entertaining. Hold on. My page reloaded. Whoa, what happened? 1 second. My page reloaded. I have to put it back to where it was. Wait, did I miss someone? Oh, wait. This is being very professional of myself. Woody11 says, congrats on the 10K subscribers. Thank you, Woody. Big fan of your content here. Thank you again, Woody. I can't thank you guys enough that enjoy the content. Like I said, I'm not here to be kind of like entertaining. I love to interact with people. I love to help people. And if I can be that little bit of entertainment in a video like this, or have a little bit of a discussion, let me not smack my microphone around, do a little bit of a discussion, then that makes me feel better at the end of the day. That makes me feel the best at the end of the day when I can do stuff like that. And then the last comment here we have is Elliot. This is a long one. I gotta put my glasses on. Let me get a drink of water. Hold on. So Elliot says, what's your opinion on permadeath difficulties tied to trophies? He says, personally, I have no problem playing the game on the hardest difficulty. I've played through hundreds of games on hard difficulties. However, recently, it's been annoying me to see devs tie trophies to permadeath runs. I really dislike permadeath. I think it's a lazy game design and a lazy difficulty. Hard difficulties like Akumu, is that how you pronounce it? I'm not cultural at all. Akumu in The Evil Within, it feels like a hard difficulty done well as you die in one hit. However, it's perfectly doable, but the Mein Leben in Wolfenstein 2 just feels lazy as permadeath. Like it, takes no effort to make you restart the game after dying once. It's annoying as well as I would really like to play Wolfenstein 2 as I've got the plat for the previous 2 games. So my opinion on permadeath difficulties. I have to say that I do agree with you. It is a lazy way of adding a difficulty to a game. Now, with that being said, it is a difficulty to the game. There are a lot of things that are lazy game designs at the end of the day. One thing that I'm thinking of in particular is things like, when I played the original Destiny and Destiny 2, they would have the raids, right? And then they would release a hard mode of the raid. And really the only difference between the normal and the hard mode, they may change one little mechanic in, one of the encounters, but the main difference was like, hey, the boss now has 3 times the amount of health. So basically you're just doing the same thing except 3 times as long. And that to me is lazier than like a permadeath. I think they're both, I do agree that permadeath is a lazy design to a difficulty. I couldn't agree with you any more there. But I think they're both lazy. It is a lazy way out. I do agree that things like the Akumu difficulty on Evil Within is great, where it's just a one-hit kill. Another difficulty that I really, really liked was when they did the Madhouse difficulty in Resident Evil 7, because not only did it give you less health and it made the enemies stronger, it also completely changed the spawns of enemies up compared to playing through on the normal or easy difficulty. And not only that, it added a whole nother layer of collectibles that you could use throughout the game. So you might play it through on easy and memorize the game, but now when you're playing through on Madhouse, it's a completely new experience. And I think that that's a great way to handle changing the difficulty. And that's really not a lazy way, because they're legitimately designing, even though they're not doing level design, they're designing different spawns of enemies and things of that sort for a whole game. Even though you can get through the game pretty quickly, they have to do that work. And I think that that's a great way to change the difficulty. So things like a Kumu difficulty, things like that Resident Evil 7 Madhouse difficulty, those to me that's a nice way to kind of make a game more difficult. But I can have respect for permadeath, because if you are able to do something and it has a permadeath difficulty, then, I mean, it shows that you kind of push through. But to be fair with permadeath, like, there's a lot of factors to it. When you add a permadeath difficulty, do you make the enemies harder to kill? Do you give them more health? Do you take health away from your character? Do you make your character a one-hit kill, so it's literally like a one hit throughout the whole game and you're restarting the whole thing? So like, what are the aspects between it where if you look at something, again, I can't say it enough, but if you look at something like the Akumu difficulty or Madhouse difficulty in Resident Evil 7, you know what you're expecting. So, I mean, and that stuff is probably laid out in the Wolfenstein 2 plat when you play through for Mein Leben, but again, I agree with you. I think that it is somewhat of a lazy way to make a game more difficult, but I do like the inclusion of the trophy. But I think the way that it should work is you should have permadeath why can I not say this? My mouth is broken. You can have a permadeath difficulty for like each difficulty, if that makes sense. So like you can pick like, hey, I want to play on the normal difficulty where like I have normal health and the enemies have normal health and this is all good, but I want to add this modifier of permadeath. And then if they were to add like a trophy that said beat the game with a permadeath why can I not say permadeath? My mouth is broken. If they gave a trophy that was basically like, hey, beat the game with a permadeath modifier activated, I think that would be a little more acceptable because you're just activating it. Maybe you play it on easy, whatever, but you can play it on easy and have the permadeath. So I think that's a good way to kind of work around getting that trophy. But yeah, I do think that that's kind of like a lazy way of adding difficulty to the game, because you're literally they're just changing sliders behind the scenes to say like, hey, not even sliders, like code that just says, hey, if you die, boot him back to the main menu, get him out of here. So yeah, I couldn't agree with you anymore. If you guys have any topics that you want me to discuss in the next trophy talk, just be sure to leave them down in the comments below. I basically go through everything. I'll read almost anything that's said. I usually don't filter them, so that's pretty nice. So don't say anything inappropriate because I'll probably read it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing over the past few weeks. That's what I plan on playing in the upcoming weeks. Those are the topics that people wanted me to cover in the last trophy talk. I can't thank you guys enough. It seems surreal that I've hit 10,000 subscribers. Never thought that would really happen. If you guys have ever attempted to do YouTube, there's like stages to it where like getting your first 100 subscribers is like the biggest step, because you've just convinced 100 people that from nothing you have something, or you have something to offer from literally zero. And then hitting your first like 1,000 is a big deal, and then hitting 10,000 I think is a pretty big milestone as well. So I can't thank you guys enough. One thing I have noticed though over the past few days, and let me take a look at this again, but one thing that I have noticed over the past few days is when I mass upload videos, which I do want to apologize because I feel like I do it, I always seem to get a shit ton of negative subscribers because people are like, oh fuck, why am I getting bombarded? So in the past, what's today's date? On the 12th, I lost 10 subscribers. On the 13th, I lost 4. And on the 14th, I lost 7. So that's pretty cool. The good thing is the views are up, just the subscriber count is down, which I don't care. I really don't look at numbers. I just find it funny because I do go and look at that after I will mass upload like a full collectible guide or full trophy guide just to see what happens and see like how pissed off people get, because I'm sure people subscribe for like how to platinums and content, and I haven't put guides out in months. So to get bombarded with guides is kind of like, oh, let's take a step back there. But I do think that notifications get turned off after like 4 uploads a day or something, or 3, so it really shouldn't even be that bad. I guess upcoming things on the channel to keep an eye out for. I am going to be doing I have a few multiplayer trophy guides coming up that I've already gotten the scripts written for, that being Far Cry 2, Assassin's Creed 4, working on a Need for Speed Most Wanted multiplayer trophy guide. I have those 3 working. As for how to platinums, I am going to be working, because someone requested it, a PGA Tour 2K21 how to platinum, which shouldn't be too long. And then after that, I think I'm going to cover Horizon Zero Dawn, and then maybe Ghost of Tsushima after that. I want to cover a few of those good old those good old PlayStation exclusives. But as for other things coming out, expect to see. So I put out I do want to make a How to Platinum also on Mafia Definitive Edition, so you can keep an eye out for that one too. I guess I can explain this kind of if you're getting into it or you're going to. If you guys do want to use the Mafia collectible guides, they are structured by chapters, as you can see, and then there's going to be a full video coming out with all the collectibles that you can get in Free Ride, which is about an hour long, and then a few other videos to kind of finish that up. But if you are looking at getting the game, you can use those collectible guides while you're playing through on each chapter, and then use the Free Ride one after to kind of tidy up. So that's that. Anyway, I think that's about all I have to talk about. I need to go down some water because I can't talk, and then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. But I do want to thank you guys all for stopping by. Again, if you have any topics that you want me to discuss, leave them down in the description or in the comments below. I can't even think right now. That's the biggest problem. I can't think. I just told you guys to leave suggestions in the description. That's my job. My job is the description. Your guys' job is the comments. So if you do have any topics that you do want me to cover, leave those down in the comments below. I'll cover them in the next Trophy Talk, which I'm going to try to put out every Monday. I have been struggling a little bit, and I get kind of caught up, and then I realize it's Thursday, and what the hell am I doing? So keep an eye out for that. Again, I can't thank you guys enough for 10,000 subscribers. Check out all the links down in the description below. Links to my Twitter, my Twitch, my Platinum Trophies, my Discord server. If you want to go check any of that stuff out, I would greatly appreciate it. It's, again, all linked down in the description below. If you did enjoy the video, did I just have a stroke? If you did enjoy the video, guys, please leave a like. I'm having problems right now. If you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing to save my sanity. And if you want more trophy content like this, again, please subscribe. But I hope to see you guys all around sometime soon.